Monday Night Live! Thank you. Well, tonight is Game 5 of the World Series, and I found out about that about 3 or 4 days ago when tonight's speaker tried to get out of it. But he came, yay! And so did you guys. So tonight we have Dr. Elson Haas, and before I hand over the microphone, I'm going to just tell you we only have 3 events left, including tonight. So 3 Monday Night Live events for 2010, and 2011 is still up in the air. All right, so Elson Haas, if you're here, you know who he is, I hope. And I have to give you, I always have to tell you my own little personal story before, don't worry, Dr. E. If you ever wonder how Monday Night Live is even possible, how I get people to, luckily we have a lot of amazing people sort of locally, but if you've noticed, I've managed to get people to come from across the country to come to Healdsburg and speak for free, and that's because I'm a little bit of a collector. So when I first became a colon hydrotherapist about 10, almost 11 years ago, and I was starting to buy books for my bookshelf, I started noticing this name was coming up quite often, Dr. Haas. And then I started looking him up on the internet and realized he was he was a local guy. He lived in Sebastopol, and his clinic, his office is in Marin, and I wrote him. I'm kind of like, I'll hunt you down, basically. If I want to know you, I will hunt you down. I won't go to your office, well, sometimes I will, but I will hunt you down, and I'll introduce myself and tell you what I'm up to and say, be my friend. And he did it! Yay! So he's been a big inspiration for me, especially around the topic of his talk tonight. I've gotten a lot of information from his books that I use in my daily practice, just to let you know that. So let me give you the official bio. So Elson Haas has been a practicing physician since 1973. He's been instrumental in the development of the field of integrated medicine. He's the founder and director of the Preventative Medical Center of Marin, an integrated healthcare facility in San Rafael, where he specializes in family and nutritional medicine, detoxification, and individualized health programs. He also oversees regular detox groups for people to learn this important process of healing in their daily lives. And if you have any coming up, I know people have already asked me if you have any coming up. He's the author of 7 popular books on health and nutrition, beginning first in 1981 with Staying Healthy with the Seasons. Got that? And it is followed with Staying Healthy with Nutrition, The New Detox Diet, The Staying Healthy Shopper's Guide, Vitamins for Dummies, A Cookbook for All Seasons, and The False Fat Diet, which is one of my favorite because it deals with food allergies, which is a big part of my practice. He also has brought some children's books that he's just started playing or dabbling in. So put your hands together and welcome Dr. Haas. He's going to be talking about food reactions, weight, and health.
Thank you, Shea.
Yep.
Well, let's see. You're all spread out here, so I think I won't sit down. And I'm just getting landing in the ambience here, looking at all of you. Oh, that's a blender, right? Is that a blender? Okay, good. So I've been at this a while, and still always learning and sharing what I experience. And I make health care. I have a great group of people I work with, and I look to make healthcare fun and educational. And I'm working on a new book now about the healthcare system and how to make it work better so we get better results for less cost. And the way we do that is by taking more personal responsibility for our health, which all of you are doing, and by bringing education and support, health support, and more of a focus on health in every medical practice really across the country, every specialty. And obviously surgeons are fixing people, but we're focusing way too much on Western medicine and on the fix-it idea of healthcare rather than the creating of health. And one of the approaches of integrated medicine is that we're looking at causes. And I just wrote a section in this new book on causes, and a lot of people who say what causes problems, who would say, what do you think primary causes of disease are? What? Lack of nutrition. Good. Lifestyle. Yeah. If I asked this to most medical doctors, they would say germs. And to me, that's down the road. So I have multiple philosophies of healthcare. One is how we look and feel is primarily a result of how we live. We have some genetics, we have some propensities to problems, but we can change a lot by making a difference in what we do. So when I have people come to see me and fill out a 5-page health questionnaire, I'm not only looking at what's wrong with you, what are your problems, how are you living, what are your stresses, what are you eating, what are your habits. I'll talk about snack habits in a second. So I believe that the causes are how we're living our life primarily. The other is, my approach in therapy is lifestyle first, natural therapy second, drugs last. Doesn't mean some people don't need drugs, and Western medicine definitely has some benefits, and I practice Western medicine, but with a natural and integrated style. But I'm leading up to me, the primary cause of disease. And who wants to take a stab at what they think the number one, the primary disease, I would call it the one disease that leads to everything else? Inflammation. Inflammation, that's close. What? Candida. Oh, Candida. Oh, you're getting into germ theory now. Lack of sleep. Food. So all these are factors, but I'm thinking more in the body. I'm a little bit more of a biochemist and physiologist. Well, it has to do with acid alkaline, but I would say that one disease is cellular dysfunction. Okay. So, and there's two causes for cells not working optimally. One is deficiency of all the nutrients that we need. Okay, what are all those nutrients? Vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and proteins, fatty acids, essential fatty acids from good quality oils, nuts and seeds, avocados, etc. And a new one that's kind of we've become more aware of in the last decade is phytonutrients, plant-based nutrients, which are carotenoids and bioflavonoids and hundreds of nutrients that go spread across the vegetable world primarily. And these we're learning more and more about these all the time. But we need all these nutrients for our cells to do the thousands of functions they do every second of every day. Now, the other side of dis-ease is toxicity, we'll call it, okay, which leads to inflammation. And the idea of toxicity and deficiency has a little bit to do with acid alkaline, but toxicity has to do with chemicals and metals that interfere, that we get from air, food, and water, that interfere with enzymes and cell function. So I have, what do I have? I have a 1,000-page, I love talking to nutritionists. I'll hold up my book, and when they've gotten this as part of their course, they kind of faint, some of them, but it's very well organized. But I say, you don't have to really read this book, I can summarize it into one line for you. And that's, eat wholesome food and avoid junk and chemicals. Oh, staying healthy with nutrition. Okay. So, the simplest type of health practice and the simplest thing that you can do for yourself is make sure you're getting a nutritionally adequate diet, and maybe sometimes that's supported with extra micronutrients. And secondly, avoid the things that maybe are, interfering or that are stressing your body. Now, even excess exercise, worry, and emotional stress leads to toxicity in the body, inflammatory molecules. So inflammation, Shea, you mentioned inflammation. That's really one of the keys. That's in probably the top 3 causes of dis-ease. Okay, inflammation, the diet, the acid-alkaline balance. Okay. Now, some people need a richer kind of diet. They need more protein diet. Some people need a much more vegan diet. They need more raw foods.